morning.
Oh, fuck!
I was doing work with the Brooklyn Artist Gym, and that's where I met Rick Midler. His paintings immediately struck me, but not only because of their bright symbolism, but because he was in the studio working every day.
They always start with the characters. They never start with the world. All of a sudden, things start coming into place in the world. Those worlds give significance to the characters. You know, it kind of works both ways.
Rick gives me worlds to play with. Very strange worlds, big brotherish, different.
He's got a signature, he's recognizable. So when you see a Rick Midler piece, you go, that's a Rick Midler piece.
I think looking at the work of Rick Midler, you really have to think about the idea of animation, where these shapes are repeated and change, the balance between good and evil. You can follow these pathways of dots or arrows through them and then take on these symbols onto higher meanings, as far as a ladder being an opportunity to something else, or the idea of a teardrop, a raindrop turning into a bee or a bomb or a sexual reference.
But yeah, I don't want to know everything. It's nice to leave some of it up to the imagination.
And the blue flower just represents just something beautiful to give, and something beautiful that can grow out of me and give to him.
But you have a complete mythology that he's inventing, and that's fascinating.
Looking at a Rick Midler painting is like looking at a game. It's a visual play, and if you take the time to read the symbols, you'll feel the message.
I don't think there is such a thing as one too many. I think that if you have a figure here and you put a sphere, like a red ball here, and you go, oh, now it's off balance, now it's one too many. Well, you put another one down here. There's no wrong answer. There's nobody to tell me that you did that wrong.
I knew I wanted to have his largest painting that started the series of Entering Everywhere. I wanted to have that on the largest wall that people would see from the street. I then wanted to have the next 3 squares that are of good size. I wanted to have them lined up in the order that he did them, because there is a linear story there of development.
It's only through painting and drawing them more and more, putting them in situations that I realize, oh, these things have no mouths or eyelashes, they can't make any expression, they can't judge. You know, they can only watch.
You know, if you look at it for a while, you can start to recognize the little pieces of humanity and the little sense of human nature that each one of these characters sort of has.
I love that little guy in the middle, because it's just like he's all by himself. Kind of like, he's like the one eyeball thing that doesn't have a partner. Like, he's a one-eyed guy.
This painting has that bunny in the center of attention. I didn't know exactly what was going to go around it, but I knew that he was going to be the focus of it. If they are judging him in any way, these other characters, it doesn't matter. The sunflower has these arms, almost like Disney, like an old Disney animation, that's shooing him away. It's almost saying, get out of my painting. You don't belong here. This is going to be saying something about, you know, an intimate moment. And I have to acknowledge that I had the worry of whether he should be in there in the first place. I don't know, I think that I gotta deal with this character, whether he goes in there or not, and that's the one too many thing. Did you screw it up by putting a little cartoon slug bunny in there?
People can relate to it on a national level, on a global level. We're dealing with a lot of major icons here that are coming from mass consumer culture, historical references, grand theater, and those are worldwide. That's a global concept.
They'll bring their own thing to it, you know, and they don't necessarily have to get what I intended. Actually, if they didn't talk to me about it, I'm not sure that they would ever know what I intended, but I hope that they make up their own stories and it draws out their own thoughts about themselves when they see these pieces.
And with this show, if they can leave slightly more lighthearted, maybe with a little more confidence that they can be who they want to be when they walk out of our space, I'm happy.